Hey guys, it's Dave again, back here. Dave's Dimension, doing another video. Lots happened in the past week. If you've watched any of the previous videos, you might have heard me mention of an upcoming surgery. Well, I had it. Technically, it's a gastric bypass. Over the past year and a half, long story short, my wife and I decided we wanted to improve our health so we can live longer and be together longer. So, I have two parents who aren't with us anymore. One died this past Christmas. Another one died about 7 years ago. So, I'm at the point in my life where if I don't improve things, I'm not going to be here. So, that's what we did. We joined the programs through the Buffalo General Hospital here in Buffalo, New York, called, it's basically a bariatric clinic. Bariatric, dealing with your stomach, your dietary needs, physical needs, things of that nature. So for the past year, we exercised, changed our diets. We've been on the South Beach diet, which I actually recommend. Now, I'm not a big veggie person myself, guys, okay? That's true, okay? But there are other things you can do. South Beach is not about cutting things out. It's about moderation. So we did the South Beach diet over the course of the year. And by the way, my wife had her surgery July 1st. I had mine just past September 1st here. So literally, today's September 5th. So that was 4 days ago, guys. And I was home by the second day. Basically, we went through the process. She lost 30 pounds. I lost 40 pounds. The long way. Okay? Exercising, keeping up the dietary regime, doing what we need to do. Now, long and short of it, South Beach is about limiting your carbs. So if you're a big bread person, you kind of instead of having maybe 3 or 4 slices of bread, you might have 1, maybe 2 at most, and that's your carb for the day. There are other alternatives. Those that don't know, they actually have cauliflower crust for pizza that you can purchase. You put your own toppings on. You can have as much as that, and guess what? That's perfectly fine. A cauliflower is not a carb. So very much like potatoes are starch. So if you do mashed potatoes, well, that's a lot of carbs you're having, right? Well, mashed cauliflower, you can have the same thing and not worry about the carbs. They even make cauliflower french fries and tater tots. I know this sounds weird, right? But they actually taste really good. Instead of your traditional pastas, you can do zucchini or squash and make your own pasta that way. There's a ton of different alternatives out there, guys. You just have to look for them. So that's what we've been doing. I had a delay last year or this past year due to 2020. You know what I'm talking about. I was going to have my surgery April 16th. It got pushed back because everything shut down. When everything opened back up, I had gained 8 pounds during 3 months. Now, personally, I didn't think that was bad, but they said, you know what, we want to see that you can lose that weight again and keep that weight off for 2 months. So I'm like, okay, did that, surpassed that. I was at 419 when they did my final official weigh-in. On the day of, I was at 418, so I had lost another pound. That's how serious I am about this. So we did that. I had my surgery. Basically, it entails 6 incisions around your stomach, okay? I'm not going to show you guys that. I mean, one, is not the most pleasing sight, and 2, I mean, it's, you can look it up on YouTube. There are people who have done videos about the surgeries in more detail. Suffice to say, you wind up with 6 little bruises around your stomach with some stitching and what they call surgical glue to help you heal, okay? So I have those right now, and they're healing very, very good, and I have a follow-up appointment next week. Right now, I'm on an all-liquid diet. Now, I had the surgery first. I was sent home the afternoon of the 2nd. I get home, And I decided, just for shits and giggles, let's hop on a scale. I already lost 2 pounds by that day. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I did not weigh myself Thursday, but yesterday, the 4th, I decided to weigh myself. Now, my scale has a 3-pound variance, which means whatever you're weighing, it has 3 pounds heavier than it should be. Well, I weighed myself yesterday. I was at 402.8. So that basically tells me I'm basically roughly at 400 right now. I lost the 16 pounds in a matter of a day or so. Now, mind you, I have been going, using the bathroom a lot. So, but I also spoke to the surgical staff, and they said that it's very common to lose water weight. And right now, I'm actually on a pure liquid, apple juice. I'm on a pure liquid diet, protein shake. So that's what I'm on right now. That and soup broth, at least until the 10th. Literally, I am taking little 1-ounce cups of apple juice every 15 minutes. Or I'll do, once again, another 1-ounce cup of protein shake. Premier is one of my favorite brands. This helps with the protein. That and soup broth and sugar-free popsicles. That's what they tell you to do. So I'm basically doing that. The great thing about that is I got to drop all my diabetic meds. I was on, if you're diabetic, you know these names: metformin, glimepiride, privostat. I got to drop all 3 of those meds. Those are meds, the first 2, glimepiride and metformin, I take twice a day. So I got to cut that out completely. Awesome. Right now, I am still taking losartan for blood pressure, but as I lose more weight, I won't have the need because I won't have the high blood pressure anymore, hopefully. We'll see what happens. Multivitamin medicine. Yeah, I am on a multivitamin. Now, you guys might crack up, but the multivitamin that my nutritionist prescribed to me is something we've all heard of. Okay? Who remembers Flintstone vitamins? That's right. My dietitian recommended Flintstones for an adult for a multivitamin. So I'll be on that, and I'm also going to be taking a calcium supplement. Calcitates, if I might be saying the name wrong, but that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I am home. I'm back in action. Not 100% in action, a little sore in the back a little bit, but that's common for this type of surgery, because basically they do a bypass. So instead of having my full stomach, they actually create me a little new small stomach. So I can't have as much as I used to, but that's a good thing, guys. What are the bonuses to that, other than health? Well, one, you're not eating as much, so you're not having to spend as much on food. So, there's, you're saving money that way. You're healthier. I mean, my wife and I after losing the weight, my asthma has become so much more manageable. It's not even funny. She's gone down a couple sizes in clothes already in only 2 months. So I can only imagine how I'm going to be going through that myself. So it's some real changes this week. That's the health updates. With the channel, I'm still trying to do some reviews. I'm going to be doing, in fact, while I was recovering, I just finished watching Cobra Kai seasons 1 and 2, which is available to view on Netflix right now. So look it up. It definitely, if you're a fan of Karate Kid, you will not be disappointed. I mean, there's so much nostalgia mixed in with it, with new angles, writings. Things evolve over time, and it will get you in the feels. Trust me, guys. I'm going to do a review of that on a separate video. Got a few things going on. I'm going to do another Lightning Collection unboxing on a different different video. That's another aspect of this surgery, is they fill you up with gas internally. So your stomach is at its fullness when they're doing this bypass. Now, they want you afterwards to do some walking around, some short walks throughout the course of the day, a couple times to help with that. Because when you're moving around, the gas is then being, because your whole body's moving, your system is working together, it's going to help push some of that gas out, whether that's through flatulence, farting, burping, or even hiccups. I'm going through a lot of hiccups lately, so we'll see what happens. So there's that. Trying to see what else. I'm looking forward to my Kent pack, which is going to be shipped. Should be getting some tracking this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. I don't expect to have the pack next week. No way. I mean, with everything going on with shipping, guys, I mean, I would love to have the pack and start working on it in October. But, we'll see what happens. The life is too short. I see a lot of people stressing out over shipping, especially those in the Ghostbusters community. A lot of people are seeing people posting in that other countries got these Spangler wands first before anyone else. You know what? Would it be cool to have that wand right now? Because they do have 2 on order. Would it be great to have it? Yeah, it would be fun. I could do a video, give you guys a nice quick breakdown on it. But you know what? I'm getting healthier first, guys. See, little sips like that, I can't just down it because my digestive tract, basically my new digestive tract, because they kind of reroute it through your intestines and they kind of cut a new stomach and everything, all that's still healing. So I can't even do soft foods like mashed potatoes, scrambled eggs, things of that nature. That's the next stage, which hopefully I'll be cleared for on the 10th. But I'm already, hell, I was 419 last week, and at the time of this video, I'm now at 400. Some people might say, hey, these are shortcuts he's taking. You know what? No, it isn't, because part of the process, they don't just say, oh, you want to sign up for the surgery, let's sign you up. No, they want you to change your diet. They want you to get an exercise regime going on. So one day I'm doing like 10-pound weights. Another day I'm doing maybe a 30-minute bike ride, or maybe 30 minutes walking. Strength one day, cardio the next. Strength the next day, cardio the next. They keep it nice and balanced, guys, so you're not overdoing it. Because if you're doing 3 days of cardio or 3 days of weights, the body needs to balance everything out. Okay, so that's one of the great things. Another thing is, they have you go through a psychiatric evaluation. One, they want to make sure that you're mentally prepared for these changes that are going to happen. Because obviously with the changes, at first, and also I stopped pop 3 weeks ago. You get those sugar withdrawals or caffeine withdrawals because you're not drinking that stuff anymore. They want to make you aware of everything that what you're going through. It's not a switch. It's something that you have to work with and that you're mentally prepared. Another thing is they have you go for a sleep study, because those people who are heavier, they have breathing issues, which means they most likely have sleep apnea. I did. Also had to go for what's called an endoscope. Basically, send a probe down your throat to make sure there's no obstructions, nothing that would cause any issues during the surgery. I also check for acid reflux and other issues. I had acid reflux, but I never knew. How could I not know? Well, apparently my diabetes sometimes would mask that. So I never really knew I had it. But they put me on medication to help me prepare for that. So it is definitely not a switch that is flipped. Can you gain weight afterwards? Yes, you can. If after you're clear for solid foods and you go back to those same foods, your stomach's going to stretch and you're going to be back to where you were, guys. This is not a quick fix. This was the decision I came to myself. I said, I want to be here for another 40, 50 years. If if that many. I want to do everything I can to be here for the long haul. So this is what I decided to do. My wife decided to join me. So I told her she didn't have to do this, but she did. And she actually wound up going first. So, that's pretty much the health update. I mean, my asthma's been pretty solid. Right now, after a couple days, I get a little woozy when I first stand up. But of course, my body's still adjusting to everything. Walking, I've done walks around my apartment complex. You know, it's just it's a little slow process. You have to take it step by step. Okay, just like life, you have to take it step by step, guys. And you know, I figure I'd do a video, talk about this, get some things off my chest, and you know, give you guys a little bit more insight as to, you know, what one person going through this process actually does, and in case you have an interest in it, give you a little bit more insight. I highly recommend, if you have an interest in this, to reach out to your primary medical physician. I myself, a year and a half before I even started this, because I started this a year ago. A year and a half before that, my primary was pushing for me to do this. But I wasn't too sure, because you hear, you know, sometimes you get scared hearing stories of people having complications with anesthesia or with surgeries in general. But I came to the conclusion that I need to do this because, one, I mean, my body was, I mean, at one point I was my high school times, I was 235, 245. That was my prime weight. My highest weight was 495, going back about 6 years ago. So this was a process that I wanted to, like, I can't do that anymore. I can't be that big guy. I want to get smaller. I want to get healthier. Okay? Big guy problems. In fact, one of my earliest videos was, you know, big guy troubles being a Ghostbuster. It's hard to get a flight suit. You can't get a flight suit in this size. I'm 6 foot. I wear roughly, at least I was wearing about a 54 waist. So you can't get flight suits in that size. You can get them custom made, but they wind up costing close to $200. Okay? It's hard to buy shoes. Most places, they kind of cut you off at $14, $15, even at the outlet stores. Again, I'm in Western New York, the Buffalo metro area. You go to Niagara Falls Outlet Mall. You go into the back of Nike, where they have their big and tall sections. I can't find anything. Usually their cutoff is about 14 or 15. Their shoes tend to be a little bit more narrow. I have a wide foot, high instep, so I need roughly about a 16. Can't find it. A lot of times I'm having to go online to maybe Eastbay, but you got to buy the sneakers as soon as they drop, and that gets very pricey and expensive. Or I've actually bought secondhand. Nothing wrong with secondhand. On eBay, you can find sneakers that a person's worn maybe 2 or 3 or even 4 times, and maybe they said, you know what, you know what, that's good. I'm going to move on to something else. You get a lot of sneakerheads that do that. It's like going to a consignment store. You're buying. Women will buy a dress maybe someone wore once or twice, and they decided to sell it because they wanted to buy something else. There's stores like that actually around. So I've done that once or twice. I got actually a pair of Nikes, size 16, bought it for about $45 on eBay, and they look brand new. It was awesome. So I mean, you know, those are some of the things I have to do. I can't just walk into a Walmart. I can't walk into JCPenney's and just buy stuff off the rack. Now, I'm wearing a 7X shirt that I've had for a couple years, and this thing is big on me now, guys. I mean, technically speaking, I'm probably about a 6X. I'm not far from a 5X now. So, I mean, these are the changes. But, you know, obviously, if I go down in size, I can walk into a store, buy a shirt off the rack, which would be nice. Most of your flight suits for Ghostbusters or any other cosplays, they have certain cutoff points. And that's where I'm trying to get back to. If I can get to those lower sizes, in high school I wore about a 40 to a 42 waist. That's about 10 sizes from where I am right now, guys. I would love to get down to that. That's what I'm working towards. If I'm healthier, if I reduce the fat, I can walk, I can run faster. I mean, in my high school days, I was a roller rink DJ and skate guard. I played tennis in high school. I mean, I was very active. I biked everywhere. That's the goal, to get back to that. And I'm hoping I will get back to that. I even told people, even if, because my primary told me, he says, you know what, I have a patient who did the same thing as you. He was bigger than you. He lost 200 pounds. I was like, wow, that's amazing. But the primary motivation behind the surgery was to change my diabetes, to make me healthier. I've done that. We're at that point where I've stopped my meds as far as diabetic medicine. This is my little blood sugar tester. I tested it this morning. As soon as I got up, I was at 136. That is amazing, because before, when I would test my blood sugar, I would be 180s, 190s, even 200 at times, which is, for anyone in the know, is very bad. That's not a good thing. So everything is coming into line, and I hope to keep it going, guys. I am going to do some periodic health updates. And if this is something you guys decide you don't want to view, then skip that video. Okay? But we're definitely going to be changing things up in the channel a little bit. Like I said, I've got a Cobra Kai review. The Boys season 2 just dropped. Amazon Prime is dropping 3 episodes every Friday. So I'm going to watch the episodes, and then we'll do some reviews right afterwards. Okay? And also, if you guys have a question personally about the health process, or maybe you have a suggestion you would like me to do, okay? Maybe there's some new Light Power Rangers Hasbro Lightning item coming out, maybe a new Ghostbuster or Back to the Future item, or just something cool you think you might want me to take a look at. Please leave a comment down below, or we set up an email for the channel. Dave's Dimension 78@gmail.com. I'm going to try and throw a link in the bottom there. So it's a little bit different. I know YouTube channels will have different links, but I wanted to give this more of a personal touch, guys. So if you guys want to send me an email saying, hey, what's up? Hey, I think you should check this out. Or hey, this guy's channel is pretty amazing. Maybe you want to check that out. I'm always open to pointers. Like I always say, I'm still new at this. This is just something fun for us to do. So until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension saying keep on busted, and I'll catch you on the flip side.